The Chinese Cultural Centre of Greater Toronto is a vibrant multicultural hub in Canada. We have a proud 3 decades history of serving our diverse community. We take pride in taking a leadership role in promoting and preserving the Chinese culture and heritage in the context of Canadian society. Over the past 30 years, our community-focused center has developed into a home for the West to meet the East and the past to meet the future, where people from all walks of life and ethnicities can come together, share, and enjoy our cultural diversity and artistic mosaic. The plan to build the Chinese Cultural Centre of Greater Toronto was started in 1988. CCC has taken on various challenges to build the centre brick by brick to realize our dream of having a vibrant multicultural hub for the community. Over the past 30 years, CCC has brought joy, harmony, diversity, and a sense of belonging to many people and newcomers in the community, so they can proudly call Canada home. As the demography, tastes, and demands of our diverse community change, CCC is moving forward to keep up with the times. We require innovative thinking and new ways to outreach and satisfy the needs of the ever-changing community. We will continue to commit ourselves to cultural investments and to growing and empowering our young generations to carry on the legacy and mission of CCC with a new mindset. Together with a dedicated CCC team and your strong support, let's carry on CCC's legacy and put it in motion to reach new heights.
Today, we pay tribute to the ancestors of those of the Indigenous origins and descent.
Guelph, known as Tadinaduni, the place where they built to the Mohawk Nation, on the shores of the Umnimosa River, as it is known to the Mississaugas. This place has many names that are not consecrated on colonial maps. We are on the traditional lands of Attawandaron, Anishinaabeg, and Haudenosaunee peoples, and on the treaty lands of the Mississaugas of the Credit. This place is home to peoples who can trace their lineage here back thousands of years. We are within the jurisdiction of the two-row wampum and the dish with one spoon covenant. These are nation-with-nation agreements, and they serve as reminders that all the people on this land are still accountable for the promises made by their ancestors. This land is a product of many stories, seen and unseen. It is shaped by the wind, the water, and the people that have flowed and continue to flow across it. It is one of the many meeting grounds of Turtle Island. It has been the stage for many dramas that have been forgotten, and many that are all too well remembered. But all of these dramas have played a part in building the life that we have today, with all of its privilege and all of its pain. Being honest and open about this history is central to the land acknowledgement. Land acknowledgements are not meant to instill guilt or to assert treaty rights. They are not lip service to institutional or governmental mandates, nor are they meant to simply convey sympathies or regret. They are a way for us all to feel more connected to the land that sustains us. They are a reminder of our responsibilities to the land and of our relationship to the natural world. They are meant to push us to educate ourselves about the history that has shaped our lives here, so we can begin rebuilding relationships from a place of honesty. Land acknowledgements are meant to remind us that Canada was founded neither on pristine wilderness nor on empty space. Rather, it was built alongside and then on top of Indigenous nations that existed since time immemorial. And also to remind us that those nations continued to exist and continued to have responsibilities to the land and inherent rights to determine their own futures and practice their own languages and cultures without discrimination or interference from other forms of government. The land acknowledgement highlights the importance that Indigenous peoples place on kinship with land in a culturally responsible way, and is a step towards building a future focused on understanding, respect, reciprocity, and a reconnection with the land and with one another. Finally, the land acknowledgement is a platform for real change and real commitments to be put forward. It is meant to break the silence that has left Indigenous peoples and communities in Canada deprived of clean water, disadvantaged in educational opportunities, forced into housing and poverty crises, and destabilized by systemic racism and inequality. For settlers and visitors, the land acknowledgement should inspire questions like, what steps will Western institutions and organizations take to mend the privilege gap which began with colonization and is continued in so many of our present-day policy? How have you benefited from colonization at the expense of the cultures, lives, and livelihoods of Indigenous peoples? What will your contributions be to reconciliation and a future focused on equity, reciprocity, and nation-with-nation relationships?
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Scarborough Summerfest 2021, presented by the Chinese Culture Center of Greater Toronto Area. My name is John, the MC. I will be your host this year, and if you remember me from a couple years back, we had a lot of fun. So, of course, this event has been around since 2012 and has been supported by some key partners every step of the way, specifically Canadian Heritage and our community partners, Toronto Hakka Heritage Alliance, Caribbean Jazz Collective, and the Toronto Chinese Orchestra. We're gonna have a lot of fun this evening. I promise you, even though we are virtual, I will make you laugh and I will make you scream and jump out of your seat every step of the way. All right, ladies and gentlemen, and without further ado, I would like to invite Alan Lam, Chairman of CCC, to deliver his greetings to you all this evening.
Good evening. Alan Lam here, Chairman of the Chinese Culture Center of Greater Toronto. Welcome to the CCC Annual Summerfest Festival. Since 2012, thank you for the continuous support from the Federal Ministry of Canadian Heritage and our partners, Toronto Hakka Heritage Alliance, Caribbean Jazz Collective, and Toronto Chinese Orchestra. Performing artists will have the opportunities to showcase their talents and engage their audience virtually. The festival will feature artists, performers, and local talents from the multicultural communities. With COVID-19 infection cases coming down in a very promising downward direction, I am confident that we will meet you in person at our center fairly soon. On behalf of our partners, the CCCGT Board of Governors, Director, Honorable Advisors, and Ambassadors, we wish you all an enjoyable and safe summer. Thank you.
Thank you, Alan, for such a wonderful greeting speech. Okay, folks, up next, we have a lovely performance from some of my favorite people, the Caribbean Jazz Collective. This collective is led by Cuban composer, arranger, and master percussionist Joaquin Nunez Hidalgo. and includes musicians with caliber of producer and exceptional piano player Eddie Bullen, and bass Andrew Stewart. Each of the members of this band brings to the show an explosive amount of talent. I promise you we're gonna have fun, so you'll see. It will make every presentation from them an unforgettable experience for this audience this evening. Their music is a combination of all the sounds and rhythms from the Caribbean, from the cha-cha-cha to the soca, from rumba to reggae, all this in a very open performance concept, which is characteristic of jazz music, of course. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, your next performance.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Eddie Bullen, and you are going to be listening to three gentlemen on stage. Mr. Andrew Stewart on bass, Mr. Joaquin Hidalgo on percussion and drums, and my name is Eddie Bullen, and this group is called the Caribbean Jazz Collective. And the first song we'll be playing for you is a song written by Chopin, and this is called Nocturne. Our next song is a song written by a wonderful gentleman from Mexico. This is called Perfidia.
Now let's celebrate their art form with a traditional Indigenous dance.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We're the Red Spirit Singers and Dancers. We reside here right in Toronto. We represent many different First Nations groups across Canada. And we're going to demonstrate some of our songs and dances for you tonight. So we have my friend Thunder here. He's a grass dancer. He's going to demonstrate some grass dancing. Then we have here Wingush Kwe, and she's going to demonstrate women's fancy shawl dancing. The women's fancy shawl, they say it represents the movement of the butterfly while it's in flight. So you'll see her moving around very quickly and her shawl moving around just like the butterfly would when it's in flight. The grass dance is one of the oldest styles of dance, and it represents that long prairie grass blowing in the wind. And you'll see him moving his feet around in a way as if it's tapping down on the grass to make it flat for the dancers. So we're going to sing our songs for you.
Thank you to our Indigenous dancers. That was a captivating performance. Up next, we're going to go ahead and introduce Sean Chen, MP of Scarborough North, to speak to you all this evening. Sean, take it away.
大家好，我係陳勝元。大家好，我是陳勝元。Hello, this is Sean Chen, Member of Parliament for Scarborough North. And I'm so delighted to bring greetings on this wonderful occasion of Scarborough Summerfest, organized by the Chinese Cultural Center of Greater Toronto in conjunction with the Toronto Hakka Heritage Alliance and the Jazz Festival. This annual event is a wonderful opportunity to bring our community together for arts and culture through dance and music, to learn about each other and share in our incredible diversity. I'd like to thank CCC and the partners for their incredible work, especially now more than ever during the past year when we have gone through unprecedented times in the COVID-19 pandemic. Let us take a moment to celebrate each other and the richness of our vibrant, dynamic, and diverse community. Thank you all for being a part of this wonderful celebration, and I hope you have a most enjoyable Scarborough Summerfest. 谢谢大家，多谢大家. Thank you.
Thank you so much, MP Sean Chen, for a lovely message. Up next, folks, we are going to introduce to you the Toronto Hakka Heritage Alliance, a big community partner of Scarborough Summerfest for over 8 years now. Now, to showcase their history and culture, we're going to bring them out on stage and you're going to sit back, relax, and enjoy this beautiful performance. Take it away.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Toronto Hakka Festival 2021 virtual celebration. Today we have our president, Dr. Karen Chang, who represents the Toronto Hakka Heritage Alliance.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the 7th annual Toronto Hakka Festival. I'm Dr. Karen Chang, the president of the Toronto Hakka Heritage Alliance. This is a network of organizations whose members live in the GTA and hail from the Chinese Hakka diasporas of Guangzhou, China, India, Jamaica, Malaysia, Mauritius, Trinidad and Tobago, where I am from, and South Africa. THHA was launched in 2013 to support and bring together the Hakka communities with one shared mission statement: to preserve, promote, and perpetuate our Hakka culture and heritage. Its members include Club M, Pudungon Society, Guangzhou Hakka Association of Canada, Hakka Helping Hands, Hakka Youth Association of Toronto, Mauritius Chinese Association of Ontario, Toronto Hakka Seniors Association, Zhengjin Association of Ontario, Canadian Chinese Association South Africa is an associate member, as is the Malaysian Association of Canada. THHA, at the invitation of the Chinese Cultural Centre of Greater Toronto, has been involved in the annual Scarborough Summerfest since 2014. In partnership with the CCC, each summer we host this event to bring together Hakkas from all parts of the world and now living in the GTA, to learn and share our culture, customs and traditions through entertainment, music and dance, education, symposiums and exhibits, fun, and most important, the food. For many, the highlight is the delicious food, as it is uniquely flavored by the many countries of the diasporas. The same Hakka dish in the Caribbean tastes different from that in India. In the multicultural community of the GTA, the Hakka Festival is an opportunity to also celebrate the above with the diverse peoples of Toronto and share the many contributions the Hakka Chinese have contributed to the country. Due to the unfortunate circumstances of the pandemic, Summerfest and the Hakka Festival was cancelled last year. This year, as so many events, we are going virtual. It is obviously not the same as previous years, but just a peek at what we can showcase. It is a shout out that we have survived and will be back in person next year. Today we'll have to educate us Dr. Joyce Liang, who will tell us about the 5 major historical migrations of the Hakka people. To entertain us, Robert Liu and Su Ming Ao from Guangzhou will sing a typical Hakka mounting song, Sango. To feed us, Mike Howe from Mauritius will demonstrate cooking a simple Hakka dish, Mei Gaoban. The Hakka people are Han Chinese, and they are the most diasporic among the Chinese community groups, and over 80 million of us are around the world. In 2018, we inaugurated the Hakka Odyssey, Identity, Culture and Beyond, to showcase the migratory history, the culture, and the heritage of the various diaspora of the Alliance. It is a storyboard for the old, the young, to be educated on the past and the present. It is the first exhibit in the Chinese Heritage Hall at the Chinese Cultural Centre, a project launched by them to collect, curate, and display the treasures of Chinese culture and heritage. Next year, all the attendees will be able to visit the first Hakka Heritage exhibit of North America in person. Hope you find this session both enjoyable and informative, and thank you for joining us.
Hello everyone, I'm Joyce Liang. I emigrated from the island of Mauritius in the 1970s. I have lived in Canada for the past 46 years, and I'm very proud to be part of a most vibrant Hakka community in the Greater Toronto area.
I'm Chantal Lee. I immigrated from Mauritius in 1975 and have lived in Toronto since then. Joyce, please tell me how the Hakka got their unique identity.
The Hakka's identity is mainly characterized by fierce community loyalty and adaptability. It had slowly formed out of their struggles over the centuries to survive among other Chinese also competing for scarce resources. The Hakkas thus developed into a close-knit society during their migratory history.
Is this why we are called Hakkas?
Yes, the term Hakka or Ketia means guest family. It's because of our travels and settling down in new areas and regions all the time, we acquired the name guest families. The Hakka-speaking Chinese are a minority Han group, forming about 4% of the population of China. The Hakka dialect is one of the most homogeneous Han dialects.
These are beautiful lotus shoes. Did the Hakka women bind their feet?
No, Hakka women did not bind their feet. They had to work alongside the men, and in the fields when the men went out to pursue economic activities outside the village and beyond, which is quite unique in the history of China.
So, our identity as a unique people has been defined by our long migratory history. How long did this migration last?
The first Hakka migration occurred between the 4th century to the 9th century. At the start of the fall of the Western Jin, due to the tribal invasions, Hakkas from Shanxi moved southbound, then towards the Yangtze River, settling in such provinces as Hubei, Henan, Anhui. The second Hakka migration happened from the 9th to the 13th century. The Hongqiao rebellion triggered many migrations. Hakkas migrated further south towards such regions as southern Anhui, southwest Fujian, and north of Guangdong.
What triggered the third migration?
The third migration from the 13th to the 16th century was triggered by the Jin invasion. During the Song-Yuan dynasty's transition, Hakkas migrated to the north and east of Guangdong, thus establishing a Hakka heartland in the area. Something interesting to note, the Hakkas during their migrations assimilated with the pre-Han indigenous communities in these regions. The fourth Hakka migration occurred between the 16th and 19th century. With the lifting of the ban on coastal habitation imposed in 1682, the Manchurians forced the Hakkas to migrate to such regions as Sichuan, Guangxi, Fulam, and Taiwan, as well as the central and coastline areas of Guangdong.
Hakkas moved everywhere then, including Taiwan.
Yes, indeed, they did. And Hakka is an official language in Taiwan. You will hear announcements in Hakka at train stations and airports there. The fifth Hakka migration happened from 1866 to the present era, that is, from the 19th century to now. The final Hakka diaspora occurred at the end of the Hakka-Punti War. This migration resulted from the defeat of the Taiping, that is, the failure of the Taiping Rebellion, which had happened from 1850 to 1864 and had been triggered after the great economic and social turmoil caused by the importation of opium in those times. Hence, many Hakkas had to flee to Hainan Island, Guangxi, Taiwan, and overseas all around the world.
Thank you, Dr. Joyce Liang and Chantal, for sharing our Hakka migration story. Now we are going to go and meet our friend Robert Yap. Robert, when and where did you immigrate to Canada from?
Well, I landed in Canada in April of 1973, and I was a teenager at that time. I came over and did my schooling here. They had grade 13 back then. and then my university, and then after university, worked with Ontario Power Generation, Ontario Hydro for 32 years, and now I'm happily retired.
How many years have your organization been doing the Toronto Haka Festival as part of the Toronto Summerfest?
We've been participating in the Summerfest since the year 2014. That was our first year that we did that. And first year was a very successful year. I'd say we had upwards of over 2,000 people visit. Then we had some other things going on there too, with what we call the singing competition that we had that was really a hit. So we had a lot of people that year in 2014. That was probably our strongest year.
Tell us something unique or special about the Haka Festival.
To answer that question, you have to understand the makeup of the Haka community here in Toronto and Ontario. The Haka community is made up of many diasporas. You get diasporas from Ganto, you've got from Trinidad, you've got from India, you've got from Jamaica, and then you got Mauritius, and then some from Malaysia. So when we thought about this concept of having a festival, some sort of a Haka festival, it is one of the more unique things where we bring all the diasporas, or we try to bring all the diasporas into the festival. And so that in itself is pretty unique. A lot of these diasporas, they have their own organization. As an example, the Mauritius would have two organizations, Club M and the Mauritius Association of Ontario. And the Trinidad has the Fuitungon Society, and the Indian Haka has several of them, Haka Youth being one of them, and then Haka Helping Hand amongst others. So when we come together as a Haka collective group, it's quite impressive to see. So that's one of the unique features. The other unique feature about the festival itself is this is the only festival that I know of, and I think most of our Haka colleagues agree, is that we actually cater Haka food at this festival. So you can actually come in and enjoy Haka cuisine on that day. So it's a lot of fun.
Why do your organization host the Toronto Haka Festival?
Again, the structure of the Toronto Haka Heritage Alliance is such that we work collectively with a lot of the different diasporas. And so what it gives us, the Toronto Haka Heritage Alliance, is a very unique perspective of how we can pull all the communities together, all the different diasporas, to bring them under one umbrella and to host a festival that is truly a Haka festival. So that's a fairly unique feature. The rest of the organization, if Fuitungon did the picnic, there would pretty well be only the Fuitungon people from Trinidad, and then likewise the Tsongtsin Association from Jamaica will have only their own picnic. Whereas in this festival, we try and pull everyone together. That's the power of having the Toronto Haka Heritage Alliance as an organization.
Thank you, Robert. Hello, today we are going to hear Haka Mountain Sound from two great singers from Jiangxi province, and they live in Guangzhou. This is Robert Low and this is Suming Ao. And the song they're going to sing is Going to Wanpai. And if you could understand, you could hear the echoes of the mountains. Please enjoy. Thank you.
哎呀嘞嘿，啊，这山过就过王牌，嘿呀嘞，王牌的路相就像爱呀更爱，哎呀，走了几多个山之路，你就晓得爱新冠过。 做了几多个浪潮我个海，哎呀嘞嘿， 大家三个就过王牌，嘿呀嘞，王牌的路上就等我呀个来。哎呀，做了几多个田种事，你只晓得爱心关怀，是了几多个浪船呀个船。哎呀嘞嘿，大家三个就过王牌。王牌的路上，就像爱呀个爱，哎呀，走了几多个沙子路，你只晓得来新关过，做了几多个浪潮我个海，哎呀嘞。哎呀嘞，哎呀嘞。
Okay, my name is Michael Howe, Hakka from Mauritius, and I'm going to start to give the technique how to make this mi cao pan. Okay, first of all, I use 3 bottles of water, and first bottle I'm going to boil the water. Okay, I'm going to start to put the rice flour into this plain all-purpose flours. Approximately 3 cups. In here, and use the piang yok, very small, not too much. And some salt. Also, maybe about 2 or 3. Mix them. I started to pour the first bottle in here, and the hot water would follow. We must use the hot water because that apparently is going to give the consistency, and also we have to stain the mix. Okay, I'm going to get the hot water. And first I pour it here and stain it. We have steamer, underneath we have water, and also we put the cups here to steam it. In order to put in the cup easier, so I put it in a coffee jar here. So bring the water to boil. And also, after it boils, you have to not the high heat, the medium heat for about 45 minutes. This is end product of the mi khao pan. After, you can eat it as it is, but with syrup we made. And also after that, you can cut it into pieces. You can deep fry like fish and chips. Okay, and this one here, you can cut it in cubes, and you can stir fry with no meat usually, but also with the syrups, but with jiu cai. This is how you made the mi khao pan.
Thank you so much to the Toronto Hakka Heritage Alliance for an interesting presentation and cultural performance for us this evening. Up next, we're going to go ahead and introduce Jean Yip, MP of Scarborough Agincourt. Jean, go ahead.
Hello everyone, 大家好, 大家好. I'm Jean Yip, Yip Galai, Ye Jali, the Member of Parliament for Scarborough Agincourt. Like all of you, I am looking forward to this evening's multicultural performances filled with song and dance. Thank you very much to the CCCGT for putting this event together, along with the Toronto Hakka Heritage Alliance, the Jazz Festival, and funding provided by our very own federal government, the Ministry of Canadian Heritage. I know many of us have been looking forward to this summer, not because of all the different events like we're having this evening, but also because we can gather for the first time with friends, and although this may be virtually, it's just wonderful to know that we will now have the opportunity to get together. And that's made possible with your help. So thank you very much and enjoy the evening, and I look forward to seeing you all very soon. Have a good Summerfest.
Thank you so much, MP Jean Yip, for a lovely message to our guests this evening. Now up next, I told you guys we are going to have some fun tonight, so I'd like to introduce you to our next performance, an Indian dance group that will get you off your seat and moving. Please sit back, relax, and enjoy. Thank you to our dancers. What a fun presentation. Definitely got me moving. I'm feeling good. I hope at home you are feeling good too as we are underway here this evening. Up next, we're going to go ahead and introduce the Honorable Raymond Cho, Minister of Seniors and Accessibility of Ontario, to speak. Go ahead, Minister.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Scarborough. Welcome, summer. It always gives me great joy to join you all for the annual Scarborough Summerfest. This past year has been a difficult one due to COVID-19. Although we are unable to gather as we usually do, I'm so happy that we can still gather here virtually. This multicultural celebration has always been a fantastic showcase of the richness of Canada's diversity, especially the cultural mosaic in Scarborough. Kudos to the Chinese Cultural Center and its community partners, the Toronto Hakka Heritage Alliance and the Jazz Festival, for the incredible work they do making this year's event possible. Tonight's event is yet another example of how important the Chinese Cultural Center's work has been, and our government is so proud to lend our support to continue their cultural legacy. Enjoy this evening, everyone. Have a wonderful summer.
Thank you, Minister Cho, for your lovely greeting this evening. Up next, we're going to introduce a Korean drum and dance group for you all tonight. Enjoy. Wow, that was fun. Thank you so much to our Korean drum and dance group this evening. Up next, we're going to introduce to you Eris Babikian, MPP of Scarborough Agincourt. Eris, go ahead.
This festival encourages the community activism, the community members to come and enjoy the summer with their families and also learn how to volunteer with so many great organizations. One of them is CCGT. I would like to extend my heartfelt appreciation to the all partners who joined the CCGT to organize this year's event. I would like to extend my appreciation to performers, the artists who bring their talent to this festival to enrich our society and make us proud of them. So once again, my heartfelt appreciation to the organizers, to the volunteers, and to the board and the management of CCGT and all other community organizations. Enjoy the summer. It is time for us to enjoy, and hopefully this is the last year we're going to celebrate this festival this way. Next year, together, all of us in person, we will celebrate. Thank you very much and have a great summer.
Thank you so much, MPP Eris Babikian, for your lovely message this evening. All right, folks, so up next, we're going to introduce to you a fun act by the name of Toronto Chinese Orchestra. The Toronto Chinese Orchestra, or sometimes known as TCO, is the largest running Chinese orchestra in Canada. That's a big deal. It is a non-profit organization established in 1993 by a group of Chinese traditional music enthusiasts. For almost 30 years, TCO has continued to be a strong presence in Toronto's multicultural community, with appearances at the Royal Ontario Museum, Art Gallery of Ontario, Harbourfront, and many, many other cultural attractions. Their full orchestra has over 50 musicians, and today they will be performing 3 pieces of music at the CCC Scarborough Summerfest for you all this evening. Please sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Hello everyone. This is Daisy Wine, Member of Provincial Parliament for Richmond Hill. I bring warm greetings to everyone attending the Chinese Cultural Center's Scarborough Summerfest virtual celebration. This is an amazing event of great excitement and fun for the whole family. The multicultural performances that are on display tonight reminds us of how blessed we all are to live in such a vibrant and diverse province. I want to thank the entire team at the CCC for your dedication to promoting arts and culture in our province. You have played a pivotal role in ensuring that the Ontarians remain connected and engaged with one another throughout the COVID-19 pandemic. We are all grateful for your leadership. I thank you again and hope you all enjoy today's festivities.
Thank you so much to the TCO for a captivating performance. I don't know about you, but I am feeling very relaxed. I hope you all are having a great evening tonight. Up next, we're going to go ahead and introduce to you Mayor Tory to the stage. Mayor, go ahead.
Hi, Mayor John Tory here, and it's such a pleasure to join you all virtually for Scarborough Summerfest. Since 2012, this festival has brought together the community, the entire community, through the promotion of local artists, the celebration of heritage, and facilitating intercultural connection. It's a beautiful thing. It's so important to the well-being of the city that we have that connection with each other, given our diversity. And while you would normally gather together in person, this year has to be different because of the pandemic. And I want to thank you for your patience and for your flexibility through this very difficult pandemic year. I know it's been challenging, to say the very least, but it's events like Summerfest that give us a sense of hope and really do allow us to still have that connection, even though we can't be together in person. This year's program won't disappoint, I know that. Showcasing the rich and the ranging talent of Torontonians through local artists, through musicians, this year's festival still offers us an opportunity to come together virtually while we safely stay apart for just a little while longer. So with that, I wish you a wonderful event, and with the promise of the vaccines, I look forward to the day when we can all celebrate again in person, and that's going to come very soon, I'm sure. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mayor Tory, for your lovely words this evening. Up next, we're going to bring to you a Chinese contemporary dance filled with beautiful costumes and flawless choreography. I know you'll like it. Sit back and enjoy. Wow, that was very well done. Thank you so much to all of the performers in that last segment. Up next, we're going to introduce to you City Councillor Cynthia Lai to take the stage and say a few words.
Hello everyone, I'm Cynthia Lai, the local city councillor where CCC is located. I wanted to commend the Chinese Cultural Center of Greater Toronto for hosting the Scarborough Summerfest 2021 as families and friends look ahead in the summer to reschedule their missed gatherings. The Scarborough Summerfest started since 2012 and this year brings us together virtually despite the pandemic. We can enjoy multicultural performances by members of the Toronto Hakka Heritage Alliance, Caribbean Jazz Collective, and the Toronto Chinese Orchestra, regardless of where you are. An amazing way to celebrate the wonderful aspects of Toronto's diverse cultures. Enjoy the show and happy summer.
Thanks so much, Councillor Lai, for your lovely words. Now, I promised you I would bring back the Caribbean Jazz Collective, and I am a man of my word. So please, everybody, to end off the show, I would like to reintroduce to you the Caribbean Jazz Collective with a lovely Caribbean performance. Please enjoy.
Our next song is a song written by myself. This is a song entitled Grand Dance. And on stage this evening we have Mr. Andrew Stewart on bass, Mr. Joaquin Hidalgo on drums, and my name is Eddie Bullen.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is a wrap for tonight. We want to thank everybody at home for joining us for Scarborough Summerfest 2021. We cannot wait to welcome you back to the PC Ho Theater here at the Chinese Cultural Center of the GTA for Scarborough Summerfest 2022. Until then, folks, we hope you stay safe, stay strong, and we want to thank everybody for all that they're doing for the communities during this pandemic. Have a lovely evening, take care, and we'll see you next year.